So today we're looking at the Kurfürst, and much like the videos I put out at the release of 10.8, or 10.7 it was, where we got the secondaries back, I'm still using the same commander. I really do like this build a lot. It's not really amazing at everything, but it can help you survive a little bit longer, and that's really nice to have. You'll notice we're running the main battery upgrade as well as the aiming systems mod. We're not getting the full 12.5 kilometers out of our secondaries right now. We're only getting 11, but I think this build just suits the GK and the meta of the game a little bit better. Your main guns are still your primary source of damage, and getting into secondary range is not a guarantee, even with the 12.5 kilometers of range. Sometimes I find myself even wondering if I should switch to range mod, just because it's so difficult to push in these days, especially with a ship this big and easy to hit. And unlike the Kremlin video from yesterday, we have a gigantic superstructure to farm. And most of the time, you're going to find yourself running into ships with high explosive and fires. While Kremlin is decent at dealing with that until it runs out of damage controls, the Kurfürst, of course, burns for a long time, and those damage controls can be used on other things as well. Oftentimes we have to worry about our turrets dying and maybe some floods here and there. And of course, if there's a carrier and they come after us, we're in a bit of a rough situation. Oh, standard battle with a Kaga. See, I am so tempted to go mid on this map now. So fun. It could be fun. It might not be fun, but it could be fun. So I think that is probably what we're going to end up doing. I think we'll try a mid play, even though I know we're supposed to go to the flank because we spawned on the flank. I'm not going there alone, especially against a CV. I have just reinstalled some of my mods. If you're wondering, I'm using Aslan's mod, and I'm wondering why some ships have a little dot on them that's blue. Is that depth charge stuff? It's got to be depth charge stuff, right? I know it's in here somewhere. This mod is gigantic, so figuring your way around it is a little bit difficult. But I recommend going into a training battle and just messing with this much better. It's way easier, a lot less stress. And we're spotted by planes already. We might just have to deal with that. Ship markers, depth charges. There we go. And they're gone. Just like that. Yeah, I can't go out here on my own. That's the thing, you know. It's a bit of an issue. This game. The big problem with the Kurfürst is the AA. Yes, this is a tier 8 carrier and he just flew into a bunch of AA, but it's a struggle with the GK a lot of the time. You're not a Montana level of AA. Even Monty gets struck whenever carriers generally feel like it. So playing the Kurfürst, you really do want to play around your team. And it's difficult to play in a very aggressive manner just because of that. You need teammates that are going to push up with you, and oftentimes that's just not going to be the case. So that's a lot of the reason behind the somewhat main gun focused build, you know? I think that's pretty normal for a battleship these days. You want main guns, you want long range fire support. Those are the things that you're really looking for. That is the goal, it seems. And ooh, we got a Seattle in mid here. Could be a good shot. You hear that? That is the Yamato gun sound. And yes, we are using the big guns. I just really like having the extra alpha. Oh wow, that Kaga just lost all of his planes to that Worcester. That's the frustrating thing I think about aircraft carriers. When they're bottom tier, their planes get shredded and the carrier player has no fun. But when they're top tier, their planes seem to live through a lot of stuff. And then the surface ship players just get struck over and over again. And I'm sure we've all experienced that. And how fun that can be, right? So it's just this very unfortunate scenario where essentially nobody's having fun. Try and shoot the Benson here real quick. And... oh, we got 5 hits. Very good. You don't necessarily want to do that at longer ranges. It can feel like a bit of a waste of a shot, but there it was pretty good. There it was pretty good. These people are using the quick commands a lot. I wish I could disable those. If anybody knows how to disable quick commands from teammates, let me know. Because I do find them very annoying. I prefer people don't just spam those, you know? It's pretty sad when you see that. Nice. We did get the Benson. This is already looking like a bit of a blowout to me. So, I don't know what to do here. I think we'll try to... yeah, we'll just go up the middle and have some fun. Because this is looking like a blowout. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's not looking good for the enemy team right now. In fact, this hammer is going to be along the border. So we know exactly where to aim. Let's just make sure we're not getting YOLO rushed by a DD. $5K. I'll take $5K there. This might be a dumb play, but the middle's always just too fun to pass up, right? Especially in a game like this where we're finding a lot of people are just kind of sitting in their spawn area. We will do something else. We'll see how long we last. This will be a good test of our AA as well. I'm sure the Kaga will be after us very soon here. In fact, here he comes right now. I think we must have hit the island there. That must have been the case. That is some interesting blind fire. Some very interesting blind fire. I don't really want to push in too far, but seems like they're not really coming in here. Kind of odd. But you see how it's a tier 8 carrier and he's still just flying around us, not losing planes. That is the big issue with the Kurfürst. Your AA is that bad. It really, really is just that bad. Fortunately, this guy is kind of not doing a great job of using his planes, so he's losing a lot of them. Oh, hello, Seattle. Now, do we overpen? This is why I have the main gun accuracy mod. Because we want devastating strikes just like that one. That is our goal. That is what we're looking for. It's very frustrating when you're running the secondary build and then you don't get those dev strikes. So that is one of the main reasons I'm running those main guns. I want those kind of salvos more often. And I mean, you still get 11 kilometers of range, which is pretty nice, honestly. It's pretty good. And these will probably light us on fire, but we're already on a mid-fire at this point, so it's just the raw damage that is going to be the painful bit here. And it does some damage, but not the end of the world here. We got a heal coming up soon, so we're probably going to start using that. You'll notice that it's nearly 20k on that heal, which is pretty good. Honestly, that is not a bad heal. We have 4 of them, so we're going to try and make use of all of them. And the key here is going to be not pushing out too far that we just overexpose ourselves and die. And I'm not going to freak out too much about being focused by the carrier. I went to this position knowing what would happen. You know, I went here knowing that, yeah, I'm probably going to get focused. And that's just okay, you know. It sucks, but if this was a tier 10 carrier, I probably would not have gone here. I'll be just completely honest. That is a recipe for disaster. Ooh, he's sneaky too. This guy's got some tricks up his sleeve, honestly. Just, yeah, good. No flood, and we're good to go. And it looks like this Tirpitz is probably going to come try and torp me here. That looks like his plan, so I'm going to try and deal with that. It's flat broadside. Ooh, we got the flood. Too bad. And our engine. Okay, we definitely need our engine. But it actually doesn't look like he's going to try and come torp us, which is nice. I got greedy for my back guns here. We took a little more damage than we needed to, but that's an extra 11k into him that would have otherwise not been there. So that's pretty cool. The thing we're just going to be really careful of is when the Ohio starts to come back. That is the scary thing. And I suppose a destroyer too could be torping us. So that's a little scary as well. Always remembering to sector our AA. You know, that's everything we could possibly do. And he'll just keep coming over and over and over again. Not a lot up to it. But it's allowing our team to do a lot, right? If he's just going to focus us the entire game, well, he's going to have a problem where our team just wins the game, right? That's the unfortunate side of it, or the fortunate side, I guess I should say. It sucks for me. It makes my game way less fun, but at least we're going to hopefully win it, you know? This Ohio coming back is a bit of a scary thing. See, they got the Turpits now. Yeah, this is a bit of a done game. And it looks like the Minotaur popped out. So he's used one side of his torpedoes. I think that means I'm going to pop out here soon. I kind of want to wait for my heal. You know, we got 3 of those left. Damage control totally saved up. So we'll pop our spotter and maybe spot the Minotaur. That would be good. See if he's rushing me. Because if he's not rushing me, then... Ooh, see, he's... Dang it. Dang it, I wanted to go. I wanted to go. But now he's used all of them, so... We know that now, at least. And in fact, I think we can... Oh, I don't have that setting on? Make sure you have this on, so you can look around corners. We'll use another heal here. But if we go into this camera, we should be able to push C? Why doesn't that work? You should be able to push C and then look around into your front gun view. I might have some settings wrong. That's probably my own fault. Into a Ohio here, flat broadside. Let's see what happens. Yeah, 10k. That's okay. Not amazing, though. And now we'll push our way through the middle. Oh, yeah, let's go, Petro. And there we go. That's pretty much the game. We didn't get too much damage out of that one, but we at least, I think we're a good distraction, right? There's a lot of ships on our team that would have struggled a lot dealing with carrier focus, right? Like our destroyers, for example. They definitely don't want to be focused by a carrier, and they weren't for the majority of the game. So much so that they're both charging that carrier down, which feels really good, right? Playing Kurfürst is a lot about patience, I think. You can't have every game be this amazing secondary brawling game every single time, you know? And you're not always going to have games where you can even push, right? Like these islands help me to push for sure, but there's going to be maps where you just can't push in because the islands are too short that allow for people to lob HE shells over them or something like that. I can see our secondaries being reasonably effective still, even without that extra upgrade. It's pretty good. Now, I should shoot this Ragnar here, but I think I want to kill this carrier. A little bit of revenge would be nice, considering he went after me for a lot of the game. But something like an Ohio might be a little better in that kind of scenario where you're dealing with aircraft more often, if you still want to use a secondary ship, that kind of thing. But then again, you don't have the Hydro to give you that warning. Nice, there we go. 5 citadels, that's a pretty good game out of Kurfürst. Your accuracy is nowhere guaranteed to give you that kind of damage. And in fact, I was kind of surprised when I killed that Seattle with a Depth Strike. But we'll take them. We take those, right? I don't play this ship a lot these days, I'll be honest. And a lot of it comes down to the matchmaker that you often get. And just, you know, naturally being the target of priority whenever you push in. it makes complete sense to me. You know, I've in the past complained pretty hard about the way the mechanics of the game are, high explosive carriers, all that stuff, but this is the way the game is, and if you're going to play a battleship, you should know that you are the focus. Everybody wants to farm you, right? You're this juicy pile of HP to be farmed, and people are really good at farming battleships these days, right? So just remember that, and maybe you'll have a few better games, right? Choosing when to push in, you know. And I think everybody does that, right? We all focus the guy that's easiest to hit, and the guy that's easiest to hit is the one pushing in. It makes complete sense to me. I was a little bit naive to be so complaining of it in the past. 131, 2 kills, up the middle, 2 brothers, that's pretty good. I really do like this map. I think it's one of the more interesting maps in the game. Get our last shot out. I think he's dead before it gets there anyway. Yeah, there it goes. Not a bad first one, honestly. Showed how weak the AA is overall, but we can still stand against a tier 8 carrier, right? As soon as we start facing some of those tier 10s, the damage output goes up a lot. It was also really nice that Akaga does not have AP bombers, right? AP bombers hurt the German battleships a ton. Yeah, not a lot of damage out of our secondaries, but you can see our main guns pulling through this game, which feels really, really nice. And yeah, you can see we only took 17k from guns. Everything else was from dot damage or plane damage. That's just the way this game is. Your primary source of incoming damage is generally not going to be other ships' artillery guns. It's usually going to be planes or fires getting lit, that kind of thing on you. And if I see something like a Dutch cruiser in that game, I'm probably not going to go play that position, right? Those airstrikes, while somewhat difficult to use and be effective with, they're still annoying, and there's still just that extra bit of plane damage. And they're really good at hitting people behind islands. Really, really good. They prevent that whole island camping thing that I was doing there, and that a lot of people do when they try to push in. So in that sense, you know, the airstrikes and CV planes do prevent camping. They prevent camping on islands. But the thing whenever somebody makes that argument is that I feel like they just don't think about is where do people go, right? Yes, up camping islands. Good point. But then where do you go? If you can't use the island for cover, you're going to be playing a lot farther back in your spawn. So then people just camp spawn. So if I'm choosing the lesser of two evils, I guess, maybe, I'll choose island camping. At least people are a little bit closer to one another than spawn camp, right? Oh, here's a great example. We got 2 Richthofens. If you didn't know, these ships were recently buffed to have some insane dispersion back with their AP bombers. So we are going to be one of the priority targets. This Moskva will be as well. Those citadels hurt a lot, right? At least with the HE bombers, you can heal back some of the damage. The fires, you can heal back at least. But if you're taking citadels, oh boy, your heals are not going to be very useful. That's one of the main reasons I play so far back against carriers, is I want to make use of my heals, right? As a battleship player, I feel like one of the strengths you bring to the game is the ability to take hits and then heal back up, and then take some hits and then heal back up. But if the hits you're taking are permanent, that's a recipe for losing games or just losing effectiveness, right? That's not what we want to see. And if you're wondering about the position that I'm choosing to take, I'm just going to lemming with my team. And I don't think there's any shame in that, or there's anything wrong with that. It's just the way the game is when there's a carrier. You have to accept the game at some point, and that's what I've been doing recently. You know, this is the way it is. So I will play as optimally as I can with what I'm given, right? And that's what any of us can do, because we're not the developers. We can't actually change the way wargaming is. And in fact, even if you're a CC, apparently you can't change the way the game is balanced. I'm actually going to pop my plane and get a shot in. I think he's going to turn out in time. I don't know if I aim that high enough, but It's worth a shot. Sometimes against those long-range Kurfürsts, you can get some wonky citadels in, or at least some big damage. And that's something this thing is alright at. You have Montana Conqueror levels of dispersion, you just don't have the Sigma. There's a lot that goes into how good your dispersion is, but you know, it's not bad some of the time, right? That's not bad dispersion. And if it hits, you know, that could be right in here. We could get a pocket of citadels. Could be pretty spicy. See? GK with dispersion mod, I think is the way to go these days, honestly. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It's pretty tempting to push to this island here, but I'm a little scared of that aircraft carrier coming for us. Although he's going after these guys, so maybe it's okay. And you are what? Making which turn? Oh, we can't get over. Can we get over here? Surely we can get over here, right? That's too bad. That'd be a nice shot to have. Maybe I should have taken that shot a little sooner. That would have been the better play, but sometimes it's good to wait for those big citadel hits. With our Moskva sitting on the island like this, I think I'm going to go chill with him. He'll need some AA support, and it is a more forward position, and that's what I want to get to. And those are going to hit the island, right? One and a dream? Ah, too bad. Our Moskva is going bow in. Yeah, see, he's gonna be a priority target there. I'm gonna try and get up here in hydro. I'm gonna try and hydro for my Moskva friend. I don't know if he's got defensive AA or not, or what his plan is, but I hope he has radar, or did he use it? Oh, he used it already. Okay. Oh, that's so sad. The random torps through the gap. That's always a good play in a DD. The random torps through the gap is a really good play. And you can see we're taking some pain here. And in fact, our Moskva is just dead. Wow. And now we're going to be the focus of this CV. So this is going to be a little rough. It's a Hirugamo, so he's got pretty low fire chance. So it's unlikely he lights us on fire here. And, well, we got a lot of plane kills, but that's all the fighters, right? It's not the AP bombers. And yeah, there you go. He hit the very stern of my ship, and he knocked out my engine somehow. Getting, what, 3 citadels? And then we're going to see here in a second. Yep, see? We're unable to heal past 55,000 HP. So, if you guys are... Oh, it's not my engine. It's actually my rudder. Sorry, I misspoke. Camp the back, guys. Don't push in. You're just gonna die. You're just gonna die very, very quickly. So, and you're not gonna have any fun doing that. So, don't push in aggressively. There's no shame in camp in the back. All right, that's the only counterplay you have. Right? If you're, the counterplay is to just dodge, as everybody has been so lovingly saying to everyone. Well, the only way to dodge is when you're in open water at the back of the map where there's no risk of crossfires. That is the only way to do it. So that's what we're going to do. It's a little unfortunate, but hey, we had our somewhat fun push-in game. But if you're playing a Kurfürst, I'd recommend just playing Montana instead. I think you'll have better games. I really do. I think you'll have a more enjoyable experience. Because these kind of salvos that are feeling pretty big and beefy, Monty would be hitting just as much, if not more. And you'd have better AA while doing it too, which is really, really crucial. So that's my recommendations. If you can guarantee there's no aircraft carrier, then I think you'll have a good time in Kurfürst where you're going to be able to push in a little bit. And this one's looking like a steamroll. So that's going to be the one take. Not the best example, but if you guys want to see some really spicy Kurfürst games, you can go look at some of the ones I posted earlier in August when the secondary patch came out. I put some of the better games I had. But it's important to know that the Kurfürst is not an easy ship to play these days and get good games out of. When you see those highlight reel plays that I have on my channel, and I'm sure other people have had on theirs, just remember it's not every game is like that. Not every game is like that. I think our Summers is about to die here. I'm not sure what his play is. Do I have to take this shot? I think I do. Yep. I kind of waited. I didn't really want to take that shot too early. Oh, the Minotaur's on me too. He'll have to worry about the Salem here in a second, so that's good. We do have a Conqueror to deal with as well. This is tough. I think he's got to... Yeah. So the Minotaur is going to deal with the Salem, or have to worry about the Salem. And we should have the ability to deal with these two battleships, maybe? He's going to turn. I'm going to wait and try and time it so I get his broadside. Not sure if I can do that, but we'll try. Looks like this GK has secondary upgrade. Ah, see, we shattered. Too bad. Oh, they traded. That's actually not bad. So at least I don't have to worry about that Minotaur. And now I think we're going to die to this Kurfürst, or if the Conqueror comes out, you know? And I do have rudder mod so that I can turn in quickly. That is one of the reasons I'm using rudder mod. GK has to go so broadside to get its main batteries off that it's pretty difficult to angle all the time and use your pretty decent bow armor. Okay, here comes the carrier. So I'm going to use my heal now. You notice I'm trying to kill the Kurfürst, or the Conqueror here. But now we need to turn broadside to the Conqueror. Because, I mean, you see how slow my rudder shift and how quickly it is the planes are on top of me? There's very little I can do here. I'm just a passenger on this this train of damage. Yeah, see, there goes the engine. We do need that. And he's going to come back for us. Maybe I should have not shot. That would have been the smart play would have been to not shoot there. How did I Citadel him at that angle? Did I hit perfectly on his stern? Wow, that's crazy. I've never done that before. Yep, another Citadel. See, that's the thing, is the Richthofen is kind of broken when it gets these good salvos into you with Citadels, right? It's like you're facing a battleship when you're in a light cruiser, except that battleship can guarantee to be on your broadside and never overpen. that's the scenario that you're in. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. And okay, so now lock and focus fire. Oh, he died. And then we're dead to the CV. You know, there's just nothing you can do. 146 is not bad. We nearly got 100 secondary hits. Too bad. But that's Kurfürst in 2021. That's just a normal set of games right there. You're facing carriers and you're gonna die to them. There is nothing you can do. There's no counterplay. I've looked, guys. Trust me. I have looked. The only thing you can... The majority of their drops. And even then, most of the time will hit anyway, even if they drop from weird angles. So that is the unfortunate thing. I'm not even going to get to the end of that game because I'm just frustrated already by playing this game. 2 matches and I'm frustrated. So that's Battleships. They suck in 2021. They're really, really bad to play. And the only ones that I would really recommend playing are maybe Conqueror Thunder, shooting HE, Bourgogne, shooting HE. I go on for a little while talking about how you should play the game so passively, and that's all there is to do, and that's not very fun. But I'll just end it like this. This is the game. This is all I'm going to show you. These are raw thoughts and looks at the video game, and it's not very bright right now, and that's just because the game's meta really isn't fun. it's not a fun meta. Wargaming has crafted a meta that is boring, and if you try to play it outside of the only very specific way that you can play that boring role in that meta, you're just going to die very quickly. That's just how it's designed, and I hope it's going to get better soon, but I don't have a lot of hope about that. We'll see, but this has been the trajectory since like 2017 or 18, whenever Conqueror came out. That was one of the starting points. There was other things, obviously, but Conqueror was a pretty extreme shift in the direction of the game and the way things were meant to be played and going to be played. So that's it. That's the GK. I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching through this one. It's a little painful. Obviously, it's a good ship still. Battleships are good. They're just not fun to play, in my opinion. And that just comes down to you can really only sit at the back and just spam those snipe shots, which, you know, we can do pretty well, but I want to get in there and brawl. But as soon as I do that, I just end up dying in frustrating ways. It's not even ways that are good or feel okay to me. It's ways that it's like, well, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can learn from this. Nothing I can do better next time. And that's unfortunate. I really like learning. I like learning how to do something better. That's how I got good at this game, is I thought, okay, what can I change next time? But that's not here anymore. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.